hold a space for them. They move inside you. Steiner, it's very controversial. He talks about, children should not learn to read until they're, I think, 6, roughly, until they start getting, their second set of teeth. He says that the reason that's the case, so when you start getting the second set of teeth, is when the ether body emerges from the physical body. Okay? When you're 12, 13, the astral body starts to emerge. When you're next 7 years, whatever it is, the ego fully emerges. I don't know what I think about that. I learned to read very, very young. It imbalanced me. However, it's how I got to be who I am. My mother was a writer and a reader, completely prioritized that. It's one way of knowing, I think that, his ideas are very profound, Steiner's.
Hi. Before you end today, could you give us a travel story that's not in your book?
Well, did you see the LA Weekly piece? I did an LA Weekly piece, came out last week, about going down to Mexico and taking Iboga for a second time. Iboga in Mexico. The Ibogaine Association, it's a clinic, Rosarita Beach, treating addicts. And the guy had read my book, the doctor, a really wonderful, fabulous guy, offered me a free treatment. And I had some trepidation. It's a very hard experience. And I said, all right, I want to do this again. It's been a few years, and I want to see what, Iboga is going to teach me. A lot of this experience for me was, it was like interview. I had this vision of a black man in a suit, looked a little like Sidney Poitier. I was a 5-year-old girl. He took me by the hand. He led me up some stairs in his castle, the castle of Mr. Iboga. And I could ask him questions, and I would get responses. They would be like shouted, telegraphed, loud in my head. When you take Iboga, your whole head is buzzing really loudly. It's like a frequency. I think that psychedelics move you to a different vibrational frequency, so you can take in different patterns of information. Iboga is a very deep frequency. It retunes you. Okay, it's an enlightenment mind. It's like the Buddha, but it's a little sterner. It's a little harder. It's like a tough father. Fair, but very, very hard. Okay? So, I said, so Mr. Iboga, what is Iboga anyway? Answer. Primordial wisdom teacher of humanity. I said to Mr. Iboga, also, whenever you take Iboga, you're shown all of your shitty things that you do, all of your bad habits, all of your crap, in repetitive little loops. There it is. And I was like, Mr. Iboga, some of this shit is just so minor. Does this matter? Answer. Everything matters. Thought about people that I knew, shitty things that had happened to them. My own daughter, born with a small handicap. Seemed unfair. I've worked so hard to try to elevate, to try to raise the vibration of consciousness, giving everything to this. Really only caring about surrendering to the greater will and helping move things along. Okay? Answer. God is just. Okay, I usually don't think about God in those terms. I understood karmic patterns, work you have to do. Thought about the horror of the modern world, visions of nuclear devastation, biospheric annihilation. Response. Everything is safe in God's hands.
I just wanted to say I finished your book a few weeks ago. The following weekend, I ran into some people that were going to Burning Man. This is my first time. And well, maybe this will tell you. I wanted to say thank you for bringing me here. Yeah.
I wanted to also just give you a little bit from a T.S. Eliot poem. And I think T.S. Eliot actually, for some reason, I just sort of accidentally brought his little book of selected poems. And I think he actually had achieved, basically, the new consciousness structure. That's what Gebser says also. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize how profound he was. If you read The Wasteland, it's really amazing right now. 4 quartets, really fucking fantastic. Is everyone having a good time here? Yeah. It's fun, right? It's fun to talk about this stuff. It's fun. It's a relief. It's a relief to think through it, to understand it, you know? Diaphanous veils, consciousness structures. It's fucking beautiful. Because I do not hope to turn again. Because I do not hope. Because I do not hope to turn, desiring this man's gift and that man's scope. I no longer strive towards such things. Why should the aged eagle stretch its wings? Why should I mourn the vanished power of the usual rain? Because I do not hope to know again the infirm glory of the positive hour. Because I do not think. Because I know I shall not know the one veritable transitory power. Because I cannot drink there where trees flower and springs flow, for there is nothing again. Because I know that time is always time, and place is always and only place, and what is actual only for one time, and only for one place. I rejoice that things are as they are, and I renounce the blessed face, and renounce the voice, because I cannot hope to turn again. Consequently, I rejoice, having to construct something upon which to rejoice. And pray God to have mercy upon us. And I pray that I may forget these matters that with myself I too much discuss, too much explain, because I do not hope to turn again. Let these words answer for what is done, not to be done again. May the judgment not be too heavy upon us. Because these wings are no longer wings to fly, but merely vans to beat the air. The air, which is now thoroughly small and dry, smaller and drier than the will. Teach us to care and not to care. Teach us to sit still.
Thank you.
And thank you, Daniel. Every time I listen to that talk, I hear something new. And by the way, I'd like to point out that that very superlative 6-minute riff on the Mayan calendar was given by none other than John Hoops. John was in the audience and is a friend and colleague of Daniel's. As I mentioned earlier, that talk that you just heard was given in 2003, and the next year at Burning Man, Daniel made another appearance at the Palenque Norte Lectures with a presentation that's titled Return of Quetzalcoatl's. Now, we do plan on podcasting that here on the Psychedelic Salon in the not-too-distant future, but if you'd like to listen to it right now, you can just go directly to our website where a recording of it is available in MP3 format. You'll also see some pictures there, by the way, that were taken of Daniel as he was delivering the talk that you just heard, so you give you a little idea of the conditions and the condition of the crowd as well. In fact, we've got a small family of websites that all fall under the Matrix Masters banner, so if you go to matrixmasters.com, you'll find links to our alternative news summaries, our .netter experiment, Palenque Norte, and which is, of course, the section of the site where all of our MP3s are located. If you're only interested in the audio section, of course, you can go there directly. That address is palenquenorte.org. PALENQUENORTE.org. Palenque Norte. And for more about Daniel Pinchbeck, probably the best place to start is at his own personal website, which carries the same name as the title of his book. As you know, that famous book is called Breaking Open the Head. So you can go to www.breakingopenthehead.com. The subtitle of this book, by the way, is A Psychedelic Journey into the Heart of Contemporary Shamanism. Now, if all goes according to plan, those of you who are attending the 2005 Burning Man Festival are going to be able to hear 2 new talks that Daniel's putting together for your intellectual pleasure. And we hope to see many of you there. Just check the program when you get at the gate and look for the MAPS Palenque Norte Lectures. That's right. This year we're going to combine our energies with the good people at MAPS, the Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Studies. And if you want to learn more about the exciting research that MAPS is sponsoring all over the world, just be sure to tune